Hello and welcome to yet another exciting episode of City Reverberations. I'm Michael. This is
I'm
John.
John. What up?
It is Black Friday 2025. Uh, the team is currently 8-11, sitting in what are we, ninth place in the West?
Ninth yep, ninth place. We're half a game ahead of the Memphis Grizzlies.
Not as good as we expected after the first couple games, but kind of what we expected before the season.
Yeah,
A
I'm,
little
I'm
bit
right there.
below 500, very competitive. It's been very interesting to me how quickly the house of cards of the new style of play fell apart with injuries.
You lost. Yes, absolutely. I agree. We lost two. You lost minimally the first one with Wesley. Him going down was the tone setter.
Well, him
I
and
don't.
Matisse happened at the same time, and yeah, that was just it took their element out of the second unit immediately, and
Yeah.
and just changed the tone of every. That was the start of tone change and not being able to pull off what they were doing in the first few games.
Yeah, and it doesn't help with that. Then you end up with, well, currently you had Shaden step out for a chunk of game, and then you have Drew that's out, and then Williams is obviously in and out. But yeah, to lose,
Jeremy was out for a game or two because he was sick,
yeah, yep.
and
So
he played sick a couple of games. So
he had a really good game when he was sick. That was the
yeah,
one he
um,
balled.
I don't know. One thing I'm seeing from it though is that they're already riding people too hard. Like you're already seeing Tumani not look like Tumani because he's gassed. You see,
Yes.
even though Denny is having some amazing play and just excellent games, he's also having moments of complete failure that look nothing else other than exhaustion, and he's trying to do something that he doesn't have the gas to do in that moment.
And I think I'll go with that. What they talk about is he doesn't have the experience to do it either. There's the players that are the elite that have done it for 5 years. They're used to it, and he just doesn't have that. This is his first real
that,
year in it.
that's true, but I think that's less of a thing than just like trying to do a step back three and then your legs aren't there and you airball a
Yeah,
three. That's you're just tired.
yeah.
You need to sit down for a couple minutes is what that is. I don't I think he has a lot of. I'm really impressed with him in interviews and just how he conducts himself for somebody that just turned 25, and
That
he's
is true.
he's very mature. He's got a good head on his shoulders, and he's a welcome addition to this team.
Yeah, I'll take him definitely. Oh, you can't do that. Darn. Um, the other piece to that, why am I totally lost? I lost that point. Yep, I have no idea. I lost it.
Well, we're talking about oh, alarm going off. Talking about playing rotation and injuries and um, I don't know. I'm worried that they are gonna ride Denny and Tamani too hard, and they're gonna cause injuries in them that are gonna have longer term consequences. And I'm all for reducing their playing time a few minutes and to whatever end. Like it's going to cause more losses. It's going to cause more deficits. Sita Sissoko is not the savior of this team, and more playing time for him is not going to win us a bunch of games. But I'd rather I'd rather do that and lose some more this year to not pick up a more serious injury on those two guys that are working way too hard right now.
I agree. I think Well, I guess it is good that we're playing the Sudoku and we're playing um, Love more, that they'll get the experience for next year, which is really where we want that.
Yeah, and Ryan
Uh,
Repair is actually getting some playing time too, although he doesn't seem to be having a whole lot of success in that time
no.
yet.
Um, Speaking of bench success, I think we're kind of hitting on everybody that's just as a whole. I think Murray has stepped up really nicely. He's
Yeah,
done some
he's
stuff at
playing
like
better. His scoring has definitely notched up a little bit. He doesn't he's not as cringy on his 3-point
I
shots,
was gonna
and
say his hitch has smoothed out
yeah,
considerably.
yeah. Which if he can get rid of that, I'm fine with him shooting. It's the indecision and the mental monkeys that he clearly has going on that I don't want to see. And so
Yeah,
I also think it's funny that every time he goes to the hole, it's a two-handed dunk. There- He
he tries
do,
to pack it. Yeah,
when does he ever dunk one-handed? Almost never.
I don't know if I've seen him dunk a single one-handed left or right. Tumani I've seen because he's not afraid to. But yeah, he does try to dunk it overall.
Yeah.
Um, Speaking of other players overall, if we're looking at improvement across the board, I think you touch on it in there. Klingon has done surprisingly well. He's got a little bit of fire in him, and it's nice to see him play with a little more motor. I think he's more intense, at least even like some of those games that have been obviously we've lost a bunch of close ones, but his effort to get that rebound is just it's tip and keep going after it, and it's not just
Hmm.
in the key. It's like he's carrying that out, a full step to the outside the key to even get that rebound. It's like, dude, that's what you need. If you're big and can do that, you can get anything within 10 feet of the rim at that point.
Yeah. Well, with him, so much of it is opponent dependent
Yeah,
on do they have somebody big that is so like against Vucevic, you notice that they matched Klingon and Vucevic minutes, like minute for minute. Every time Vucevic came out, Klingon came out, and every time that Vuce came back in, Klingon came back in. So I think that there's something to if he has a big to bang against and that is at the same kind of pace that he's at,
yeah.
it benefits him greatly as opposed to if you're playing somebody that's going a little bit smaller and they're going faster. That Jeff definitely doesn't
No,
bode well for him.
yeah, he can't go against the speed guys or the super physical that just some of that's experience, and he doesn't have his NBA body or legs, to just brace for that type of impact. And the guys that know how to use their body, um, you know, as like a forward, I'd say, or shooting guard or somebody else like Butler. Butler's going to use his body to get you off balance and then create a foul or create space, and he doesn't have that, just that balance and that understanding yet, which will come. You can see he's got those things there, and that's just going to take time. So
Yeah, I'm not like you said. I'm not worried about that. It's coming. He's young. He's figuring it out. He has enough of a fire in him that every time that one of those things that you just described happens, he's pissed off and he is hungry to not have that happen again. So I have no worries about him sorting that out over time.
yeah, no, that'll be nice. I think the other ones we touched on, Rob Williams is always just so good to see him in the game, and he changes the game so instantly with him being a lob threat, or you see him get rebounds. You're just like, who is that? It's a foot and a half above the rim on the rebound. Oh, that's Rob. Let's go.
It's crazy to me that Rob is what 3-4 inches shorter than Klingon, but his the heights that he can get
Yes.
to, and especially
Yeah,
after all the injuries and knee problems and stuff, and he still is a pogo stick, and it's amazing.
yeah. His ability to get up and alter shots, or yeah, just his rebounding is just it does just blow me away. I want to trying to go to their website and see what his actual, like his stats of who and what he is team. What is it? Where is he at? Oh my gosh, those pictures are big. Ba ba ba. Robert Williams. Where are you at, sir? Oh yeah. So they have him listed at 6'9".
Okay, he's 6 inches shorter than Klingon.
Is Klingon 7'3"? They got him
Yeah,
listed at. They have him
when
listed at seven.
Mark Mason
Jeez.
on the public address, it said 7'3" out of Yukon.
Their website has them at 7'2", 5 or 6 inches longer. I'd be interested to see like what their wingspan is because Rob Williams, yeah, he is still a pogo stick. And
Klingon's wingspan, I think, is 7'6". It's his wingspan is bigger than his height by a few inches.
dun dun dun. Oh, that's advanced stats. You can't even go into that. Does it even give you height, weight, country, age, birth, experience? It doesn't give that. I'd be getting in way deep, but who cares?
So
Um,
I was going to say while you're looking that up, it's interesting and it's funny to bring this up in recording like this because you and I've talked about this so much when we're not recording for so many years, but to finally see the team. Well, actually, I should just start with not assuming that the people that are watching this know what I'm talking about. So for years, we have wanted the team to go deeper into its rotation and run at a faster pace, play defense at a higher pace, put more
yeah,
pressure on the opponent in every way, shape, or form. And because of the effort that you're putting forward, you have to have a more robust rotation where people have a shorter stint and then somebody's coming in and then they have a shorter stint and you're just running in fresh bodies all the time. And most teams are not going to be able to keep up with that. And so it was amazing for a few games, even though we still didn't have shooting, even though we still had injuries and we still have players missing. It was amazing to see what is possible when you actually have the personnel to pull off that style of play.
yeah. I think that's been years. We've gone back for a long time to say,
Since
why
the
don't, you know,
90s, since
yeah. I think you got to go back to that and say, oh, we actually kind of had that. We had a little bit of it. You had, two or three deep, but we always wanted like, hey, like, can we be 5 deep on the bench,
yeah,
6 deep?
a second starting unit and then a couple spares for injuries or foul
Yeah,
trouble.
yeah,
So, like, potentially you could go 12 deep. And I think that's hard to, when you actually start to look at rotations and stuff like that, it's hard to divvy it
Y-
up because it's like at that pace, and especially they kind of proved it out. It's like, to me, when you're playing at that ridiculous kind of pressure, you need to have your rotations for pretty much everybody is like 4 to 6 minutes. 6 minutes at the max and try to be closer to four most of the time.
and that's how they were doing. That's kind of what it
It,
was. You saw
it
that.
was, I know, it was exactly what Thiago and Chauncey for the two games that he did. Yeah, it's amazing. So cool to see that, and
We want it
it's
back.
so
I,
disappointing to see it go away with injuries.
yeah, it is amazing. Even with that though, I think to a point, we want with a true rotation, you're not going to get 12, 10, 11, and 12 are not going to get in the game and have rotational. If they're capable of it, if they're capable of being that person that can sub in anywhere, great. That's kind of what I think we've wanted. I don't, I've always been like, I don't think you're always going to get that because you're also just, hey, dude's hot. Let's keep him on the floor.
Well, the other
Um,
thing that you wanted to see out of that kind of a mindset in your rotations is exactly what OKC is doing. Like SGA is averaging all-star MVP level numbers and he doesn't play most fourth quarters. And what does that do
yeah.
for your team, for the development of your bench, and for your freshness coming into the playoffs?
That's great. Yeah,
It
they
achieves
have
all the stuff that we
experience.
were talking about. The
Yep.
goal of everything that you're doing in the regular season needs to be, how do we get to the start of the playoffs as fresh, as healthy, and playing as well as we can as a team as possible? How do you set that up? And I think it's all the things that we just talked about. It's like you got to have the depth of your rotation. You can't be riding. I mean, that was the bane of pretty much every year under Dame's first stint here, is that
Easily.
we had unbalanced rosters, and we were riding Dame like it was going out of style, and it worked most of the time because he was such a ridiculous performer.
Yeah, and I think there's part of that is him being that ridiculous performer, but he also is like, I want to win, and if this was what I got to do to win, I'm going to do it.
Right.
You know, you got to have that personality. Um, but
Well,
yeah, he
he's
didn't
such
have
a
any set.
sicko in his personality about all the games he plays with himself, even when he's just practicing about, oh, okay, I'm down 7 and we got 35 seconds left, and what am I gonna do? And all the shit that
But
he's
that
done his whole
I
life.
think
It's been great preparation for him.
yeah, that is that next level player. You know, it's like how many other really players that can do that and think that way clutch. You know, you're going into that. He's wading into Jordan mentality or Kobe, you know, Mamba mentality, that just have that. Curry doesn't have you don't have a label for it, but it's like just give him the ball. He's not afraid of, you know, look at Curry in the recent Olympics. What he just, you know, boom boom, what, three threes in a row or something, that just, you know, and it's just like, I'm putting you to sleep at this. And he, you know, they step up, and even in that atmosphere, everybody got out of Curry's way. It's like, get Curry the ball. You got Durant, you know, LeBron. It's like, nope, run something for Curry, get him open, get him a shot, and then he hits a, you know, crazy fadeaway three with two guys on him, and it still hits it. And you're like, he doesn't care.
Well, when he's going like that, I mean, he's kind of like a magician. You just want to watch him work, and it's like, how the how the fuck are you doing that? It's like, what did
He
you
makes it look
wait? What
easy.
did you just do? What?
Yeah, I'm gonna attack behind the back, dribble, dribble, you know, low behind the back, dribble, back out to the 3 point line, pump fake, step over the side, three. Okay, you know, just yeah, it is, and he's not doing anything that he hasn't done 1,000 times. I mean, that's probably the same way that, I mean, obviously, clearly, Dame has no fear of give me a shot. He's proven it multiple times, in game winners, in huge clutch things. He did it even when he was in a couple years in Milwaukee a couple times. You're just like, all right, you know, I know what I'm gonna do. It's like I think that's that elite player that's just like, look, I've ran this through my head. I've mentally already done this and seen how I'm going to do it. Now, oh, I just have an opportunity to do that now, which, you know, I don't, there's not a lot of players that that not strive or reach, but that seek out those moments, you
Yeah.
know. They're almost like, hey, oh, cool, I got an opportunity. Let's go.
So, have you heard anything on Drew's return? Have they given a timetable for that?
I have not. I am on the Blazers webpage. Does it see this if it says anything here? Bump, 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 bump. Injuries. I saw he had calf, right? Wasn't it a calf?
Yeah, that seems to be like the what's going around the league. Everybody is. I mean, after last year, with as many Achilles ruptures as happened, the league is
Yeah.
so totally overreacted to any kind of calf strains. I don't blame them. They don't know. They clearly don't have a clue as to what in the regimen, their training regimen, is causing all the Achilles ruptures. And to me, it's overuse, and it feeds back into the stuff that we
Yeah.
were just talking about. And it's like, if you want to avoid all the rest protocols and all the players missing games and all people, the buy tickets, expensive ass tickets, and then it's like they're going to see a player, and they show up and the player's not playing because of rest protocols and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. And I want an end to that. I would rather see them try to play 82 games and see them play 5 or 10 minutes less a night per player, um, than have people out all the time.
Yeah, I agree. I think well, that also comes from I think back to like Jordan. He was a competitor and he didn't care. He wanted to show people, you came to see me play. I'm going to play. He was also a competitor and didn't want anybody to freaking beat him. Period. I'm with you.
There
I
was a
think the same
bunch of
thing you're.
people back in that time. I mean, think about like
Yeah.
John Stockton. Think of all the pain and punishment that little white boy John Stockton dished out, and what a dirty player he was, and how many evil picks he sent on people.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah. Rib shot.
um, he was a warhorse, man. Like,
Yeah.
who was it? Somebody just reached second all time in assists. Was it LeBron or?
I think it was LeBron, but he
And
was.
they said that to catch Stockton, it's like he's still thousands of there's no way that LeBron is going to catch Stockton, but
Oh no.
they're talking about Stockton in his 20th season played like 80 or 82 games, and
Yeah.
but they all
Yeah.
took pride in trying to play every game back then.
Oh, here's the assists. Assists. Oh, what? That's 25. This doesn't give me any
You're looking for the all-time list.
records. I was trying to find the all-times list of individual regular season assists. Okay, come on. Most seasons leading it. Just give me the amount. I want the amount. um, most assists in a career. How many is LeBron at currently?
I don't. It wasn't it.
Put it this way: Stockton is 3,300 assists ahead of Chris Paul.
Oh, it was Chris Paul that they were talking about, not LeBron.
Yeah,
Chris Paul. Yeah.
he's 3,300 assists ahead of Chris Paul.
Right.
That's not even. That's dumb. And he averaged the high assists per game, most assists in a season. Geez, he's got the top three. 1,100. He's almost got, geez. Highest average assists, most assists in a rookie season. He
Speaking
did
of
get that.
assists, somebody pointed this out in one of the post game shows recently. Think of how many assists Denny would be averaging if we actually had league average shooters.
Double digits.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be, yeah. Um,
I mean, he's
that's
already at
his.
six or seven, and
Yeah, I think he's at 7.
uh, it's crazy.
Yeah,
He
given
so here's a question to ponder. How many wins do you think it takes for Portland to have for Denny to get real consideration from the coaches for an All-Star nod?
how many is he going to have by the breaks? We got what? That's coming up, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I guess my point is like if we lose every game from now until All-Star game, obviously Denny is not going to be an All-Star. So how many wins does Portland need to have by the time the coaches are deciding that? So somewhere midpoint of the season.
So let's see. That is through. When does that come in? When does
Mid
that break?
It's mid-February.
Mid-February, 9th, 10th, 11th. So the 12th through the 20th. We don't play from the 12th. Yeah, we don't play for a week. So I would say, so there's another, what, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There's 30 plus games, right? Well, so
Yeah,
we'll
you're
be,
around halfway through the season. So
I would say we've got to be close to 500. So that's what, 20 and 20, 18 and 22, 18 and 24. You got to be somewhere there. I think there's always that player that coaches are going to look at and respect and go, hey, this guy isn't, their team is, we're in games. We constantly fight. We've lost a lot of close games already this season. And they're also going to go, look, every time we play them or every time you see anything about it, the guy's playing out of his mind. and he's gonna get the notice. I think people already notice him for that.
There's a lot of
Um,
people talking about him. There are
yeah,
every day. There's new. Are you seeing what Danny Avdi is doing videos on YouTube from all kinds of people? So
yeah, and I mean, I think it's. I look at it, I'm like, okay, I don't see him doing anything special. Probably because I see it all the time, and it's like, okay, great, just another game from Denny, except I think some of it probably comes from if we don't win. It's like, dude, he just had a monster game and we lost, and it sucks, and that
yeah.
gets overshadowed. Um,
Well, I mean, he's taken the place of Dame from 2016. It's like, oh,
yeah,
let's go and score 50 points and lose.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you don't have the rest of the team join you in your effort. It doesn't matter how much you do sometimes.
yeah. That is correct. You need another stud out there. I mean, I like, and even the last game, like you're saying, this goes with what you're saying. Tumani was what, 2 for 11 or 2 for 12 or
He's
something.
been atrocious, and it's all fatigue. He's not as
I
bad of a
think. I
shoot.
think.
It's
No,
not. He's not as bad of a shooter, and it's the exact opposite of Dame. So it's like he puts out so much energy on defense that for him to put out more on offense it's made his defense worse, and his offense is not up to snuff because he's too fatigued.
I ought to go with that because his shots they're not a bad shot. He's
Most of
dude.
the time,
That's the
no.
shot. He's wide open. You
He
got to shoot that.
How often am I barking at other people? Oh, don't shoot that. It's like most of the team. I never say that about him.
Yeah,
He usually has a pretty good thought process on when he should shoot and when he shouldn't. I don't question him, but it's like I question Klingon, although he's gotten better. So
Clingan's, yeah, he's shooting with more confidence. But yeah, I agree. Tumani's shot looks great, and most of them like, oh, that's in, and it's just like, and you're like, oh, I missed again. And you're like, you're wide open. Your form doesn't look off. Your release doesn't look off. It's like just something isn't on in a sense. Um,
I think he's going to maybe gain the most from Matisse coming back.
well, I think yeah.
Just
If
because
he
you
needs
have
to,
somebody that is of similar defensive pressure level coming in off the bench for you, so he
yeah,
has better rest opportunities.
yeah. I was just gonna say I agree with you because he has that. There's also that he gets to you have somebody else with that, like you said, defensive prowess and playing in the same style. You're going to run into, um, you get to play your game, and hey, I can gamble because I know I got somebody back there that can cover that, and it's you just have another dog going with you is the way to go. Like Wesley was like he can go full all out, and Tamani's going, oh good, I just get to hunt lanes. I can pick off these things, or I can play this hard here because I got somebody else that's going to be a dog if they switch, and I'm not worried about it. Matisse is in that thing where he's not as aggressive, but he's the guy that Tumani can make. He wants to Tumani make him throw a pass because uh, Matisse can get to that pass. He's a passing lane guy. He's going to pick passes all day long, and he wants that. Even he kind of lulls them into thinking that pass is open.
Yep.
Um, Dun, 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 dun. So there, what do we got? Here's Tumani's regular season stuff, like his threes. Did it say it? Um, for San Antonio, he was 4 of 14,
Yeah.
and he
So
only
it's
took. He was
ugly.
2 of 11 from the 3-point line. 2 of 11.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then that's a pretty cool site. Basketball Reference. There's lots of stuff on there. Little plug. Yeah, he was 2 from 3 from the 2-point line. 2 of 11 from the three. Clearly, 18% sucks. Um, dun dun dun. Can you go back to? Oh, how do you get back to Blazers? Dun dun dun. Roster. You look at Denny. There's got to be a place somewhere where you can see like the assist or possible assists or something per game. Oh, they threw
What are
that
you
stat
talking
out.
about? Passes that he made that the shot was missed off of?
Yeah,
So a
I'm,
failed assist?
I'm sure that's somewhere. That's got to be somewhere.
I'm sure it is too, but I don't know what the advanced metric is called for that.
Oh, there's all sorts of. Look at this. This site has it. Assist percentage. Oh, that's not it. This doesn't give like his game stat. Game logs. Let's go there. 25, 26. Dun dun dun. Yeah, he's averaging. So he's at 105 assists on the year out of 20 games. Is that right? I guess that is. Oh yeah, there's a couple games that no good, no assists. That's kind of sad. Oh,
Well,
that's steals. Never
people
mind. That was
people have to make
steals.
shots to get assists.
Yeah. No, he's got a few assists. He doesn't have anything less than one. I was looking at the wrong stat. So, but yeah, how many? So yeah, he had 8 assists against San Antonio. It's just, he probably Tamani probably cost him 5 assists alone.
Yeah,
But um, all right, what else we got? What's another thing we've got? That's kind of the injuries to it. The team as a whole has improved. Are we still on track for what we originally were going to say win loss records? Even I still kind of. I mean,
I
I kind
think
of went
that
with it.
when we revised them, you got a little
I
excited
get a
about
couple more wins.
you went pro five positive 500 territory above 500, and I was still under five. I think I said 39, and you said like, what'd you say, 44 or something like that.
42. Yeah, 42, 44, I think.
Um,
That would
I,
be a
I
big, but
think that either one of ours is still possible. I think yours is entirely dependent on health the rest of the way and how quickly people can come back. I think that
yeah,
like Scoot is going to be out until Christmas, and
yeah.
so that
So well, Wesley's out for another. He's after that.
right, and so I don't know. It's going to be hard. I think it's going to be hard to be above 500. I think what would from the way they talked about the whole, you know, cup and the fact that if they would have beat San Antonio, they would have
Yeah,
been, in the running
driver's seat.
for actually doing something with that, and that it's, learn or losing is a learning experience for a young team, and it will help them later on in the season. And so that's kind of setting up them being in the position of, 7, 8, 9, 10, and being in the play in. And, I think the ideal way it would go, although this would make you sweat a little bit, is that they're like 9 or 10, they get into the play-in, they win the first play-in game and lose a second. So they have a little bit of success, but then ultimately don't get there, so that they get a lottery pick this year and don't give their draft pick to Chicago, and get another good player out of this draft, preferably a shooter. 3 and D would be a 3 and D wing would be the best thing that we could possibly do. That's a better shooter than anybody that we have, if that person exists in this draft. Um, I think that's the best outcome of this year. And then next year, Dame's back, and you got whatever player you got or players you got in this draft. You got another year of development with all of the young players, including your bigs. I expect a huge amount of growth from Klingon from this year to next, and I don't think a huge amount of growth is fair from Young, but a fair amount of growth. Just having him be able to be on the floor and not get played off immediately would be a huge growth step. Um,
Yeah, he
and
just yeah
I don't need more than that this year from him.
yeah. We truly don't. Um, the yeah, I think we're still in the same boat of just let's see growth. Let's just miss it. Your point, I always take into that of the um, having the players get better and having us just miss it so we get a better draft pick, because we clearly not going to have, what are we going to do? Try to trade three guys that are part of the team we kind of have building now for a superstar that's not,
I mean, that's the
how are we
traditional
going to?
model, but
Yeah.
like find a scenario where that makes sense for both teams.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
I can't think of one. I mean, people talk about, oh, Giannis might want to come to Portland. Okay,
No.
like explain to me how that makes sense and how you aren't gutting this team to get a player. First off, making
Yeah.
$55 million. Secondly, that demands what he would demand to make the. I mean, you would have to totally retool the team, and then you're Milwaukee with Dame and Giannis 2.0, and yeah, you probably got better players around it, but it didn't seem to make sense there. So why would you pursue
Yeah.
that here?
Yeah. There's no reason to do that. And I think Giannis is too ball dominant. I sent you a thing in the chat too, a word message in the chat. Um, he's too ball dominant. He doesn't, he can play within a team, but it's it causes too much. And yeah, you're having to just send just to meet his flipping salary. um, that's outrageous to do. Okay. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I can't think
excuse
of
me.
anybody that we could trade for that makes any sense like that.
That doesn't gut stuff. You can't give up because I mean you're going to give up multiple pieces to get somebody for a salary match. You have to have somebody that's going to willing to come in and wants to play our style, which is hey, you got to get after it defensively, and there's a few of those. You. But at that point, is there anybody that's that much better than who we have? No one's going to just take the scrubs on the end. Not that they're even scrubs, but they're not going to take that. They're going to want a Tumani, or they're going to want somebody that's got some. Hey, we want something for this guy. We don't need other scorers. I don't think we need the scorers. We need the guys to be able to shoot,
We
even
need
average.
we need good shooters is what we need. We need
Yeah,
people for Denny to be able to kick out to when he's driving.
yeah. I next year will be interesting. If you have you seen any of the. I mean, speaking of shooters with Dame, have you seen any of his like shoot around stuff that he's been doing?
I saw the him sitting on the chair and nailing an off the court 3-pointer the other day.
He's still just moving slow, but he's starting to like, hey, I'm going to take a dribble into shots and kind of like step. They're slower, but it's like I'm trying to watch him from the standpoint of how is he moving, and I'm like, okay, you're moving that way now, and he was even working on like the kind of the Curry step, to the side out of the way shot, an extra step back. Um, it wasn't the travel style James Harden, but which isn't really a travel if you look at it slowly. But yeah, you seen him do
Well,
those moves.
pause on that point. It's not a travel after they redefined the gather step and changed
True.
the rule. Then it
Yeah,
wasn't a
that
travel.
is true. It's still Harden would take like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, dude, you picked that ball up on the second one, and you still got two more after it. That's there.
Yeah.
But no, seeing him do some of the moves, it's like, oh, okay, Dame, you look like you're starting to get the mental piece of oh he can move on it now, and you got to look, he's not back for another year.
Mhm.
He's not, he's just said I'm not playing this year, I'm coming back next year, and you see him do stuff and it's like all right, I think he wants to come back and make a splash and be like, look, I came back from this, I'm 95% of what I was before, you know it's even to him, it's like I'm as close as 100% that I can be. That would be a shooter. His range at that point already is going to be, you can't leave him. If Denny drives, it's either he's going to have a more open drive, um, or they're going to be able to kick it.
It's going to be interesting. I think that other teams are going to besides showing interest in the obvious young players, I think that some contending teams might be knocking around Drew and Rob. Um, and
Yeah.
I might trade Drew. I mean, as great as Drew's been for us, and as good of a dude as he is, like to pick a trade that would never happen, but I would do in a second. If the Lakers came calling and said Austin Reeves for Drew, I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. I think that would you'd almost have to do that because Reeves is an instant
Is
another
25.
threat.
He's
Yeah.
25 and he's scoring
He's
like
another sharp,
27 points a game right now. And
and he's being called
theoretically,
upon to do that.
theoretically, he's the third best player on that team.
He's probably I would even put right now he's the second. You
Well,
have Luca and
yeah.
you have him. I was looking at the stats tonight. It's like LeBron is taking the back seat. Even he's coming off whatever injury, but it's like yeah you're on the downside, very much downhill side of what you can do. Although
He's
he'll
a
come back at some point.
fossil at this point. I can't believe that he still functions. It's amazing to me. His joints haven't turned to dust.
We don't know how much assistance he's got from certain performance. I'm not saying anything, but yeah, his
Yeah, but
you can see him slow
how
down.
does that make your meniscus stay intact and healthy? How
That's
does,
true.
you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking
He's
about.
he's taking care of himself from the get go
Yeah,
basically. And you got to look at how much he has played. He has played a lot of basketball, even from high school. The dude
yeah.
was probably playing in all the summer stuff and everything, and it's like, dude has played a lot of ball and carried a lot of teams.
I don't think they've
I'll
tracked
give him
that
that.
data his whole career. I just saw something that right now, currently for this season, Tumani has run the second farthest distance of, or no, not second, seventh farthest distance of any player in the league. And all of that running is on defense, or most of it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's no wonder he's gassed.
Advanced. What are all the different type of advanced things that they show on here? Adjusted shooting, play by play, position, turnovers, bad passes. Oh, this shows like everything per year. Shoots, fouls committed, shooting, offensive, shooting, fouls drawn. He is on pace to blast that. Maybe not. 20 out of 72. Yeah, he's on pace to blow out what he drew 189 fouls last year.
Crazy. Led the league. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that we've covered all of our topics. Do you have anything else that you wanted to cover?
I think that's pretty good. We're almost through where'd my schedule go? We're almost through the horribly difficult month of November, and I think it'll lighten up a little bit this next month. I mean, we have we have played we have played Oklahoma City. This Sunday will be the third time this month alone. So yeah, we get out of that, and we don't have to play them at all in the second half of the season.
You got to love that we're still their only loss.
Oh yeah, that's super. Even though they flipping spanked us last time, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
awesome that we beat
we
them.
also had a handful more injuries the second time around.
Yeah, true. And they had didn't they have they were down people on the first one too, weren't they?
They did, but I mean, like we were down as many people as they were, and then the second time we were down even more people than they were because they got a couple people back.
Yeah. But yes, it is nice to see that we are the sole loss to that. They're on a heck of a pace now to for setting a records. That they literally could set a record this year as one of the best ever record wise. I mean, look at Los Angeles. They're 14 and 4 after tonight.
Yeah, well, the way things are going, I don't see any reason why the Thunder can't set a record because they're excellent.
Yeah, that's what. So even if they lose another 5 games. I mean, that's yeah. They have. I will say, I think the league has changed. Not that I want to blame anything like that, but it's like it's they've. I guess it's not that the league has changed. It has in the way that it's called. Oh, I don't want to go there. Sorry, I don't even go there because Oklahoma City, that mother, I can't stand the freaking forearm and push offs and crap, and they get called like that. He gets called so much garbage. It's like, dude, if you're gonna push me off, I'm grabbing your arm and pulling you with me.
Are you
is my
talking
feeling of
about
it.
SGA's signature move?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
push you off and oh, excuse me, I'm gonna extend that out there and create space and oh, it's a foul on you. I'm gonna fade back and oh, foul, and
You know
boom,
what?
you,
I think SGA's trick is that he's learned how to, instead of extending out like that, he extends out like this,
yes,
like
yeah,
with his waist. So it's all,
yeah,
so this
I,
never changes from the right angle, but he's
yep,
leaning and he's still creating that same push, and
yep,
the refs have not adjusted.
yep. It's just
And I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I don't know if they
I'm
are
tired of
now
it.
with as much success as he had last year. And once you become a darling of the league like that, they kind of like, all right,
Yeah, it's
you're
tough to
setting the
watch.
tone. We're going to let you do that.
I'd like to see Portland get back to it. I think Portland set the tone when they came out aggressive in the first, 5, 6 games. It's like we're going to play aggressive the whole time and pressure you, and they got away with stuff. Wesley got away with stuff as a, what, two, three, third years. I mean, he's not a. It's like he came out and he got away with bumping and riding and
But
not
that's
fouling
just
hard, but
that's a testament to the refs will let you get away with stuff if you're setting the tone defensively. If you're
yeah,
the aggressors, and uh, they generally let you get away with it.
yeah, and that's yeah, it was nice to see. I, I want to get back to that. I mean, yeah, we need that back. Yeah, the injuries really kill what we want to do, and it's that way. It's like, all right, well, let's dial it back to halfway now. We can still be aggressive in certain spots, but we can't be that all out. 94 feet, extend it and get on it after people. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it needs
that's
to be like a manual transmission, and right now we don't have that gear available to us. We need to have other
nope.
gears that we play at.
Yeah, I think running is still a thing, and we got to play. We can still really play great half court defense. We don't need to pressure because I mean that was more or less to speed them up or burn time and they don't get into the shot clock until 16, 15, 14 seconds anyways. Um, if we can do that in half court, they'll have a few extra seconds because we're not picking up full. But then at that point, hey, we play lockdown defense, cover stuff, which we've gotten better at. We're still a little late in some rotations when they get lost, but and then turn around and run. We got to get people back running again. But again, that goes to what you said to start this all is we got to have the horses on the bench that can come in and give these guys some rest because Denny, as fast and as much as Denny can go, it's like, dude, you can't do that all game and at least not this, not yeah, you just can't do it. It's too much of a load for him. He's got to
Well,
have some other
besides the
people that are
fact,
willing to run with
and
him.
I'm going to knock on the wood of my desk as I say this, that he is young and has yet to have major injury. Let's keep it that
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
Is my point. And man, we're riding him hard.
yeah. We don't need to do that. Yeah, there'll be a part where yeah, just get him break. This week alone, we got today. They had
Yeah,
today off,
3 days
tomorrow
off.
off.
This is going to be amazing. I expect a much better energy level, even if we don't get a win on Sunday.
Yeah, it'd be nice too. Wouldn't it be nice to get a win? And we're up minimally. It's a seasonal split. Little, baby wins here and there.
Not that that's going to matter. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not
true,
like
very
we're
true.
going to tie them in any way, shape, or form. But it's an emotional victory for us.
Uh, yeah. There's something that's totally out of the blue. Kamara is on pace to shatter single season record for offensive fouls drawn.
Not surprising. That guy's a wizard on that, man. It's crazy how much
He
he baits people into that.
he had 91 last year. He's on pace, they say, to do 129 this year. Jeez.
Pretty big increase. Let's hope
Yeah,
his health allows him to have the opportunity to break that record.
I agree with that, and hopefully his 3 point percentage
Yep.
comes up to average.
Well, on that note, let's wrap this thing up. Um, Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and all those kind of things that help us
Down where are they
grow
at? Over here.
this channel, and we can bring you more of our infinite genius when it comes to talking about
Genius.
basketball.
Basketball. Yes, we're super smart at that. Done there, educated. We should probably
SMRT.
touch on some music. SMRT, we're that too. So
Um, yes. Next time we'll have some more music stuff.
yeah, touch on some music. Stuff is coming. We got the bands that we listen to. Some of it's out. Tours are going. We can touch on like Rush. Trying to see Rush somewhere with the new drummer. And
Yep.
see what tributes they paid towards him. We got to wait till January for a new Alter Bridge. I don't know anything else off the top. Mammoth album we can touch. I think we already touched on that a little bit, but
Oh, quick little thing about Mammoth. I saw that Wolf has kidney stones right now, and
oh,
they had to cancel a pre-show VIP thing, and somebody said something about him being all drugged up because of the kidney stones, and like I've been through that.
I was
That's
going to say you relate to that probably well. No fun.
uh, I relate to it. I don't know about well. It was some of the most awful experiences of my life. Definitely some of the most painful, and that says a lot for as many
You
things as I've ruptured and broken.
yes. Well, yes, we can touch on that. We can see how it goes, and then bring that to the table.
All
Bring
right.
that to the show next time.
Well, thank you all for watching. And as always, John, what do we always say?
Go Blazers.
Go Blazers. All right. Thanks,
Till
everybody.
next. Later.
Bye.